Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we're here with another session of Parenting in Pandemic series. Like I promised uh, last week, we're going to have a special guest with a very special topic. Ni lain sikit daripada yang lain because not a lot of people yang ada ilmu ni. Together with us this week is our head of franchise and business development, Encik Syahril. Assalamualaikum, Cik Syaril. How are you?
Waalaikumsalam, Cik Azhar. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. How are you coping with the lockdown so far?
Yeah, nothing much we can do now. We just stay in our house. Okay. Just maybe once a week go to buy a grocery.
Oh, essential buying.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way kita dapat keluar and tak adalah nak socialize pun, at least tengoklah kat luar tu macam mana kan. So your topic today will be home financial management in challenging times. I like the topic sebab you're going to share with us your experience and your knowledge on financial management. So I guess it's going to be interesting, inshallah. So before we start with our topic, Cik Syahril, can you share with us a bit about yourself, your background, how long have you been in the education industry, how long have you been parenting, macam tu?
I experienced more than 22 years actually.
Wow.
And in finance, accounting, and also in sales and marketing. I'm certified accountants for 15 years. For the past 15 years actually. And then just few years back, I also involved in the sales and marketing and developments of business.
Oh, great. How long have you been in the education industry?
6 years already. With Genius Outlet, Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, and counting, Cik Syaril?
Yeah, inshallah.
How many? Definitely, you're married. How many children do you have?
5.
MashaAllah.
Two girls and 3 boys.
I see. So how long have you been parenting?
I think 17 years.
17 years. So your eldest will be 17 years old.
14.
14.
Okay. 16, sorry.
16.
Yeah.
So next year will be SPM.
Yeah. Next year will be SPM.
That'll be challenging.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, we hope that the pandemic will be lifted so that inshallah we can live a normal life. I mean,
inshallah.
So, Encik Syahril, come, let's share with us your experience in financial management in challenging times. Oh, by the way, before we start, today is going to be the sharing is going to be a bit different. Inshallah, Encik Syahril will have a presentation slide. Is that correct, Encik Syahril?
Yeah, inshallah.
Yeah. So
some slides with you.
Sure, please.
Okay. Share the slide first. Can you see the slides?
Yes, I can see the slide.
Okay, full screen, sir.
Okay.
Bismillah. As we know, the financial management is really important in terms of when you're managing your families, even in your companies. So actually, it's almost the same. You rather need to have a good planning, and you need to have a budget, and you need to know what you spend, and also the most important thing is you need to have a reserve plan. That's why I put the first slides is the early preparations towards any situations that might be in future.
Especially in this time of pandemic, Encik Syahril, I think that a lot has been retrenched, banyak yang tak ada pekerjaan. So I think, early preparation is it's key.
Yeah. During the PKP, during the pandemic season, we learned something new, especially last year. The situations can become worse and worse, and you need to prepare a longer reserve lah. A longer reserve. You need to have a longer reserve funds to ensure that you can sustain if anything happens to you. Okay.
The usual siapa ni reserve, the usual reserve is usually 3 kan, Cik Syaril?
Yeah, 3. It depends lah. I saw a new articles just a few weeks back. 70 to 80% not even have 1,000 cash in hands. That is really bad actually. How you want to sustain even for 1 week or 2 weeks if you have cut pays or salary pays cut. So it's very important to have some reserve in your hands, and the reserve you can start building your reserve, like say with a small target first, like 1 month, 3 months, and then 6 months, 12 months, and even 18 months. Even
wow, 18 months,
even 2 years.
Months. Oh, even wow.
Even 2 years, especially when you want to decide like you want to do your own business. Let's say you want to do your own business. It's really important to have at least like the most secure will be a 2 years reserve for all your expenses lah. All your operating expenses. Let's say in the company we call operating. In family aspect we call like your foods, your house, your essential, your necessities. Okay. So it's very important to have this reserve, and you need to put the reserve in very stable, like very stable platforms lah, like cash, cash and zero inflations, easy access. Okay. And then some of it like in tabung haji, like ASB, or even a fixed deposit. But easy access means that you can access your funds within, let's say, you can measure it by the easy access means you need to access within 1 to 3 days. Maybe less than 5 days. So is there any conditions that you want to assess whether it's easy access or not? The measurement is you can have your cashback within 1 to 5 days. It's very important to have this easy access. Like say, you want to have a medical emergency, you have some accidents like that. So it's really important to have this kind of easy access. And the platform also need not to be like too volatile. Okay. It cannot to be like very high violations, go up and down in valuations.
Okay. Usually when you say volatile, what's the platform? If it's too volatile, is it more like bukan forex lah, forex memang tak boleh lah. That means when you say volatile, what's the platform?
Volatile, even in terms of cash, even the cash itself is actually quite volatile, no? Yeah, you see some of the country in Africa where there is not stable in terms of politics. When the governments collapse, their currency also collapse. So that's why sometimes even the cash in hand is also volatile.
Depends on the country.
Yeah, and also the inflation is within 1 to 3% every year, so it's still volatile. So you need to have very stable platforms just to ensure that it's less impact in inflation.
I see. What about gold, Encik Syaril, for emergency reserve? Is that possible?
Gold, you can have a gold, but you need to select what type of gold.
Okay.
Okay, not like gold for accessories. There's because gold for accessories like necklace, any types of golds that is not in term of a gold bar, is actually have a discounted value, you know.
I see.
When you buy like say 2000 today, it's actually tomorrow it will reduce by 20 to 30%.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, because actually you buy the golds like the accessories for golds. Actually you buy with the workmanship of the gold. So
Ah.
so the workmanship is not stable.
Mhm.
It's like you pay for the services. That's why the best is actually you buy in terms of they have several gold accounts right now, you know, but you need to select also because some of the gold accounts is not Sharia compliance.
Okay.
Okay, you need to select the gold accounts Sharia compliance because some of the gold accounts they don't have a physical goals when you buy it. Actually, in Sharia compliance, when you buy the golds, you need to have a physical gold as the back of it. So it means you change value to value. That's why it's really important to select that kinds of accounts.
I think I understand. So basically, it's not just papers, right? It's
Yeah,
not papers lah. It's physical gold.
yeah. The best is physical gold and the gold accounts.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and the best saving is 30% of your income. Why 30%? Because we expected that if you have a salary pay cuts, the maximums usually the company will go around 20 to 30%. So
Ah.
if anything happens to you that you have a salary pay cuts, at least it don't impact you in terms of your expenses, in monthly expenses or even your daily.
Okay.
That's why usually people set it at 30%.
Understood. Okay.
And then these basic general rules how you do the budgets. 50, 30, and 20 lah. These basic rules lah. 50 is your needs, 20 is savings, what you want or your needs or your hobbies goes for the 30%.
Okay.
Let's say the best is 30% savings, but these rules generally we're expecting at 20% savings.
Okay.
There's some guidelines like we say that the car loans, the value of cars need to have at least maximum of 12 months of your salary, not beyond that. Let's say your salary is around 5,000. 12 months is 60,000. It means you need to buy a car around that 60,000 or below.
I see. Tapi itu pun that's debatable juga Encik Syaril. Let's say like you have to buy a car lesser than 60,000, let's say 60,000. But is that inclusive of interest lagi, you know?
It's inclusive all lah actually.
All lah. Maksudnya inclusive dah buat kira-kira tu, it shouldn't be more than 60 lah. That means kalau ikutkan your car should not be more than 40 lah.
Yeah. And another indicative is around 20% of your monthly salary.
Okay.
There's another indicative that you can say. Let's say 5,000, 20% around 1,000. It means that all your car expenses is around 1,000. Let's say even 1,000, it's not 1,000 of loan because you need to consider the maintenance, the fuels,
upkeep of
the
car.
tolls,
Yes,
the cost that come together with the car.
To maintain the car kan, itu
The
another
car.
portion.
It's around maybe you can put around 300 to 400 for the maintenance. Okay. And then the house loans, you can go for less than 30%. Okay. And then
that's interesting. House rental, if it's less than 20%, if more, if it's more than 30%, it's better to buy your house.
Yeah. because you pay more than required in your salary
I
income.
see.
Okay, because but for me, the best thing is your house located there to near your office lah. The best things. Whether it's your rental rates or even you buy, you need to consider the cost for traveling from your house to your office. Sometimes even people consider to buy near their wife office, so the wife can travel much faster. So they can arrive home much earlier to prepare for the foods, for the children, even the some people right now. There are some movements like they you don't require to buy a house if you don't have a plans to have a permanent stays at that particular area. You some of the peoples that they just rent it and they change the house from time to time according to their requirements. Sometimes it's become much cheaper, especially during this PKP. The rental is very slow, very low rental right now. It's cheaper to rent rather than buy. So it's back to what you want, what is your requirement, whether it's you want to save right now for the first 5 years, first 10 years. Maybe it depends lah. What is your plan for your family? Okay.
Okay.
And the last point is the most important things. You need to pay zakat. Zakat is around 2.5% for the total incomes. It's very important to pay your zakat because it cleans your income. You can get a barakah on your income. So inshallah, all your expenses, all your hurdles in your monthlies or your activities with your family is much easier when you pay a zakat. Even there are so many I think most of the zakats for the states, they have the online websites for zakat calculations. You just can log in there and calculate by your own how much zakat you need to pay based on your salary.
Okay.
Even,
yes, sorry, carry on.
Even you not don't have any zakats to pay, it is advisable just put some amounts like someone just to make sure that your income really cleans.
Okay. I was just about to ask the same. I was just about to ask about that. Macam certain people they go there. Oh, bukan so certain people lah. And
just to ensure because we don't know whether even the zakat calculations for each states in the website, you can see there are different methods. There are different methods in terms of calculating or zakat. Selangor and wilayah also have a different methods of calculating.
I see.
Some using the net, some using the gross, some over income, some not allowable expenses. So the main point is same as zakat fitrah. You need to pay according to where you work. Let's say you work at Selangor, you pay in Selangor. You cannot pay, you work in Selangor and you pay at Kelantan, or you pay in Kedah, or you pay in Johor. Yeah, just because the zakat amount that you pay is will be used for that current communities where you work. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So for easy access, online aja cik cara.
Yeah, online. You can pay online. Even monthly basis, you can pay. Okay.
But Encik Syaril, we also have certain companies where you do your zakat payment monthly through apa ni? Uh,
Income deduction.
Yes, income deduction kan. Ada juga kan?
Betul, betul. And then another thing is zakat is allowable in tax calculations. So you can pay both of it. So in monthly basis you can pay in zakat, and yearly you can if any excess in tax you can pay in income tax.
I see. Okay, okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
On the debt settlement strategies, if you, I think most of the peoples or the parents have debts, at least our house, minimum our house. Even sometimes people have house and car, two of it. And currently it's quite normal to have education loans, even PTPTN.
Yeah, it's very normal nowadays.
It's quite normal now. Because there are change in trends. Previously, like while I'm studying before, I've loan with Mara. Okay, we have sponsorships. Usually for the past 20 or 30 years. But now the trend has changed, so that's why most of the people have a debts lah. But to ensure that our debts is low, you need to there are several methods lah how you want to do debt settlements. Target the small amounts or the high interest. Okay, like the high interest, like a credit card interest. The second high interest will be personal loans. Personal loan is quite high. Some goes around 8 to 12% a year. Credit card is 18% a year. So much better. Much better you settle it the high interest first. And for the past few years, I saw several methods of debt cancellations, like people do loan restructure, loan consolidations, because the interest is much lower using the house loans interest or profits sharings around I think now is 4 to 5%. 4 to 5%, 3 to 5. 3 to 5%.
That's very low.
The lowest, I think, car 2.2% to 2.5% car. But
is that because of the pandemic or memang previously
low,
memang low, Encik Syaril?
Yeah, it's standards lah. Back in for the past 20 years, our loans car at 8% to 12%, you know. It's quite high for the past 20 years. And now it's become much better at 2 or 2.5. Depends on your credit ratings.
No wonder I see a lot of cash now in Malaysia.
Yeah, that's why sometimes it's much cheaper to buy a new car rather than the second-hand car, because a second-hand car have a higher interest at 3 to 4%. So sometimes it's much cheaper to buy a new car rather than the old car.
I see.
Okay. This on the debt settlements, and then for your monthly purchase, we do the bulk purchase. Okay. Maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, or every once a month. Usually I go to like hypermarkets like My Days, Giant or Tesco, because you can get more discounts. It's not very specifically we can say that you have lower price in everything that you buy. But because you can look on the majority of your buying items lah. Some person the selective of brand, selective of item they buy, the requirements of them. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy at Maidin. Some people it's cheaper to buy at Giant.
Correct.
Some people it's cheaper to buy at Tesco. It's actually depends on your items you want to buy and or the brand, because some brands have a better offer in like Maidin or Giant or Tesco. So buying in the box could have savings you more. Okay, even 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit. The saving of 20 or 30 ringgit, you can buy more items. Maybe you can buy a biscuits, maybe you buy a fruits for your children. So it's much cheaper, and you can save more, and you can sometimes you can buy more. Okay, because if you go to the shops near your house, usually like kedai Aceh or any groceries. But right now I saw another trend like a speed mart. It's become cheaper, bigger and cheaper and cheaper. There's another good trends lah. Previously, actually, for the past 10 to 20 years, government don't allow these like hypermarkets to open a small groceries, because it will affect the small grocery shops. And now the trend has changed. The market is more open, so they opens like speed mart, even like
Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart that located nearer to the residential area. And it's very good for our as a consumers lah. So to the consumer, it's very good because we can save more. Some people don't go for the bulk purchase because they say that they might think that they will spend more, because like they can waste more because they buy more because they don't they use it without any limits, without any limits. And then you can actually, the bulk purchase is the good ways lah, one of the ways that if you want to save lah your monthly. Okay.
Familiar with sorry Jasaril, macam nak tengok macam familiar with the indicative selling price kan. Macam dulu we have macam Carrefour. I remember lagi Carrefour, they send out promotions through flyers and brochures so that at least kita tahu this week ikan murah, this week ayam murah, macam tu kan. And sekarang pun we have a lot of when you become a member, you have certain discounts on certain items. Kan? So if you save money, not just you can buy other things, you can also contribute to your savings, kan?
Yeah. And now you can see that the trend is towards the online purchase. Maidin have online, Tesco have online. You have more options now for the online purchase. Even like you want to buy a fish, vegetables, you don't have to go to the pasar borong anymore. Tak payah pergi wholesales anymore, because if you scroll or you check on the online purchase, because some personal shoppers have very good rates. They give very good rates because they have buying power, they have bulk purchase powers. They can buy cheaper than you. And then the online, I think, is a way forwards lah. Because we learned lots during the PKPs. Some of the item, like I stay at Cyberjaya, And I cannot travel to Mydin USJ anymore for the past 2-3 months, I think. Before Raya.
That's
Even
USG, that's quite far.
yeah, it's more than 20 kilometers. Okay? So this type of online purchase is it really give
Helpful.
some advantage, very helpful. If you want to save more. And you can see also even the Food Panda have the online purchase, you know.
Yeah.
They open the like visuals grocery shops like that.
And you know what I think it's interesting, Cik Syaril? Because it has become a new norm. Most of people pun dah tak, they're not comfortable to go to shopping to supermarket because of the heavy traffic. Bila
Yeah.
orang ramai kan. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are staying away from the crowd, staying away socially. So I think, you know, the new norm, like you said, it's delivery. I
Yeah.
mean, bukan
And
delivery
then
supermarket, delivery pasar ni, pasar borong ni.
people start to trust that the item they order, they will receive a quality products. They
I agree.
will receive because previously the big question is, if I want to buy a fish, is it a very fresh fish or not? So the big question. Now people gets more trust on it. They trust the buyer. They trust the online purchase that can deliver the quality that they expect. Like vegetables. Previously, if you say that you want to buy a vegetable online, you would say, is it good? Is it good? Is it selected vegetables or not?
Is it fresh kan? Kita
Yeah, is it fresh? This is the big question on it. So people change lah, especially during the PKPs. People change, and people start to accept the online purchase. It's very important. The trend has changed. Even the business have changed.
Exactly, and I think the trend has changed dramatically because before this pun orang tak percaya on online purchasing. So now everybody is into online purchasing.
Yeah, I think since last year, a Food Panda become a very normal when we want to purchase some foods now.
Yes, I agree.
Even some people, I don't want to go out anymore. I want just buy foods. While I'm working at home, just order the foods for my lunch and get ready for the foods at 1 o'clock. So it's very convenient.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very convenient. Yeah? Okay. And next is the house settlements. One of your biggest settlements. Loans is actually your house. Your house can go from 100,000 to even 300,000, depends on your income. Some of the purchase that some of the people do a mistakes when they buy too expensive house that not correlates with their income. This means as more than 20, even 30%. Usually house indicative is around 10 years of your income.
Okay. 10 years.
Around that. The maximum values of your house, around 10 years. And then for your investment house or even your rental house, you have options whether you want to do the investment or not. For me, it's sort of like my own savings, like own savings for the house. Because the house generally is appreciates in values, not depreciate in values. Generally, but some of it have depreciates. You know, not all house appreciates. Some of it depreciates. So be careful when you're selecting your house. At least the house that you select is suitable for your family. It doesn't matter if the other factors. If you think that house that you select, even the cheap house, even 100,000, even 80,000 house, even if it's it really good for your family, is that what you need. It's really that is the main point when you buy the house, especially for your own stay. Investment is very much more critical, selecting. There are so many factors to consider. Right now, most of the house that values is higher than the what you receive in rentals or income through the any source of income now for the house. So it's quite risky for me if you want to invest in your house. Yeah?
Okay.
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 There is some investment tips in generally there are so many methods in the markets. For me, the most important things that you need to understand that you need to have the knowledge. There are so many knowledge right now. Even in Facebook, even the TikTok, TikTok right now, there are so many knowledge, so many sifus. They say sifus, so many experts that share the knowledge free online. So maybe you can just follow them, just to familiar the terms, to familiar what is the process, to ensure that at least you have your investment knowledge. You know what you want to do. The investment that you want to do, usually at least you have capabilities to cope or to cover the risk if the investment is high risk. Let's say that let's say, like you say, forex or any other investments that unit trust. Even now they have a private mandate. Private mandate is like investment in KLSE through private funding house that they manage your funds, and they have a much higher risk, and sometimes higher risk is high returns.
Of course, yeah.
It's come with a good return actually. So you need to understand that if the investment is high risk, you need to understand that you can cope with the risk. If you don't cannot cope, it means that you're not suited, you're not prepared yet to invest in that type of investment. Okay, there are so many action plans you can have. There's so many options in the markets, and the best is there's no best time for investment. Every day is there is always opportunity to invest. Don't say that now is gold investment. Let's say now is house investment. There is no kinds of that kinds of term. It's actually whatever you need to always. If you want to really go for investment, you need to find the opportunities get the knowledge, try to get the opportunities from time to time while you preparing your bullets for the investment.
Okay, I agree. One question.
Because you don't know when.
Okay, usually when we talk about investment, usually it's because we have extra money, right? What is your personal opinion? Should you be with the extra money that you have to put it into savings or to put it into investments?
People say don't put all eggs in one basket. Kan? Jadi usually you try to leverage your leverage your income lah. Some of it in cash term, some of it in you can divide into 3 types of investments. The first is short term, second middle investment, and longer investments. Like longer usually more than 5 years. Medium investment around, let's say 2 to 5 years. Okay, and shorter investment is 1 to 2 years. So these 3 types of so you try to leverage it and try to put it in almost the same amounts of money. Let's say your shorter investment, the targets because you want to have some cash, easy access of it. Yeah.
So basically, on top of these investments, long term, intermediate, and short term, you also have your cash savings as well.
Yeah, it's really important to have a good leverage. So in order to have a better science of investment risk or investment return. So good leverage is very important.
What's your advice, Encik Syaril, for people who has a certain perspective where dorang rasa macam tunggulah nanti my reserve dah banyak baru I invest, ataupun tunggulah nanti duit dah banyak sikit, ada lebih sikit baru I invest, macam tu.
It's not about how much time you require, how much money, how big investment. People always say that macam kecil-kecil dulu kita cakap sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit kan.
Exactly, dah lama tak dengar.
Kan lama-lama jadi bukit. It's not about how big the investment you want to make. It's how constant.
Okay.
How constant is it? Because you need to build your reserve. You need to build your investments. If you don't start anywhere, you don't start. Yeah. And these few weeks also, I saw that another importance is you need to have a medical protection for your own, for your families. Yeah. But even you now, maybe now you don't have any reserve for your medical. In Malaysia, we still consider our medicals is really cheap. You know, you can go to the government hospitals. They have a full facilities on medicals. With maybe,
I agree.
Yeah, RM1, RM5. It doesn't matter about whether you need to spend your money on medical immediately. Maybe you can in the future, maybe in 3 to 5 years, but you need to have a plan. Using the protections in medicals, like buying a takaful. When you start earlier, at early age, younger age, your medical cards will be cheaper. If you wait until 40 or 45, your medical expenses, your medical cards cost will become higher and higher because it's come with risk lah.
Of course. Because the general rule is the older you get, the more the riskier you get as well.
Yeah, a minimum protections will be good actually. Even 50,000 is quite reasonable right now, I think. Even 100,000, if you age around 30, less than 100, 80 ringgit, 70 ringgit protections lah. There are so many types of protections lah. You need to check with the takafuls.
Basically, jangan tak ada lah, jangan tak ada langsung kan.
Yeah, especially like for the macam penyakit critical lah, yang very expensive to cover kan. Tak guna you ada macam 100,000 cash dan tiba-tiba you sakit besok, 100,000 tu akan habis kelip mata. Kalau contohnya you kena cancer ataupun you kena heart attack, you kena sakit jantung, kan immediately nauzubillah kan. Tapi nauzubillah lah. Tapi its reality is your maybe you're saving for the past 10 years or 15 years
habis macam tu.
habis macam tu je within 1 or 2 days if you don't have any protection or medicals. Medical cards is the way to go lah, to have a better protection lah. Even now, the cheapest, I think the cheapest I saw is PTPTN have a takaful protections, They only have the minimum of it only 10 ringgit a month.
10 ringgit?
Yeah. Tapi you kena bayar 30 ringgit. It means that 10 ringgit for your for the protection and 20 ringgit for your saving. So every month is around 30 ringgit only. It's quite cheap. It's quite cheap and cover not much lah. I think 20,000. Tapi
like I said tadi lah, Encik Syaril, it's better to have something daripada tak ada apa-apa langsung.
Betul. At least you have something. Even 20,000, 30,000. At least we have some things to have anything to face the difficulties times. At least.
It come to think of it, if we were to do the calculation, let's say it's covered 30,000, let's say again. If you were to save 1,000 a month, that will take you 30 months.
Yeah.
And itu 1,000, and how many people yang boleh save a certain portion of 1,000?
Even like I said, 70 or 80% don't have even 1,000 in hand. Yeah,
what more to save 1,000 sebulan? Yeah,
that's the reality, So we know that it's quite expensive now to maintain our expenses. It's quite expensive.
It is.
Yeah, it's become higher and higher. The best options will be a minimum protection wherever we can. Okay. Okay. You know that during the PKPs, people have sometimes have difficulties, Some people have maybe salary cuts, even unemployment. Whatever you do, whatever you are facing, just you need to face it. If you have some loan outstandings, you need to go to the bank. Jangan lari. You need to face it. Even the bank call, you need to answer it. You try to pay whatever you have in hands. Try to give it. Even the worst, you try to meet the officer. Officer pun human juga.
Exactly.
Dia pun boleh tolerate juga. Kan? Dia pun boleh tolerate. Mungkin dia boleh faham juga. You try. Whatever you do, yang paling penting pada saya, jangan lari kan? Dan kalau kena macam, kalau dah tak boleh, maknanya bank pun dah tak boleh, you dah jumpa pun tak boleh, dah masuk AKPK ke, dah masuk bankruptcy ke, kan? Pada saya, there is just a status lah. Status macam bankruptcy ke, AKPK ke. It's not end of the world. Maknanya you masih lagi ada peluang untuk ubah, masih lagi ada peluang untuk restructure your loan, kan? Jadi bukan benda tu adalah pengakhiran lah untuk you macam tu. Jadi walaupun macam company, even company loan, itu yang kita buat. Mana-mana company pun macam tu juga. Bila dia ada facing cash flow issue, yang benda yang paling penting kita buat adalah kita restructure dahulu. Kita jumpa bank dulu. Kita beritahu kita boleh buat ni, kita buat ni, boleh buat ni. Kita tengok semula cash flow kita, berapa duit akan masuk, apa yang akan masuk, berapa yang boleh dibayar kepada bank. Kan? Jadi sekurang-kurangnya kita mencari jalan penyelesaian lah. Instead of kita lari. Jangan lari. Lari tak ada penyelesaian.
And basically lari ni is because of lack of knowledge, Encik Syaril. I believe so lah. Because lack of knowledge, that's why dia lari.
Betul. Macam kalau even nama you tak masuk AKPK, you boleh pergi ke AKPK, minta advice daripada AKPK tu. Macam mana I nak solve the issue sebelum benda tu menjadi lebih worse. Kadang-kadang dia boleh bagi solution yang tertentu untuk kita. Kan? Jadi, apa pun masalah yang kita hadapi, especially dalam financial lah, ya, kita kena hadapi benda tu lah. Ya? Kalau dah tak boleh bayar, kita terima hakikatnya tak boleh bayar. Kita kena terima hakikat tu tak boleh bayar. Kalau kata contohnya kereta kita ditarik, kita terima hakikat tu lah. Kita downgrade ourselves lah. Kita kena downgrade lah kan. Kalau dulu pakai kereta baru 100,000, sekarang boleh pakai even kancil kan. Jadi kita kena terima pertukaran tu dan dalam masa yang sama kita berusaha untuk improve in future.
I'm smiling kenapa? Because in relation to your statement tadi, kereta kena tarik. When I was young lah, ini dulu financial management pun tak tunggang terbalik. Yes, I faced that before. Pernah kereta kena tarik sekali dua, and that's when I learned that the best thing to do is to speak with the bank. The loan officer, the one that calls you. So lama-lama they became your friend, and usually they will send out, diorang yang keluarkan letter of repossession letter, diorang yang keluarkan. And when you speak with them, they have, like you said, they're human too. So just speak with them. Dia pun nak cakap, okay, Encik Azhar, I know what's your plan for this month. So macam tu je, dia nak tahu what's your plan. So kalau tak boleh bayar, tak apa, dia kata, okay, I'm going to give you another 10 days, or I'm going to give you another 14 days, macam tu. So I totally agree when you said that, if you have any problems regarding any banks or any financial punya issues, meet up with your officer, because in order for you to make decisions, you need to have options. So they are the best people to give you options yang available, rather than lari and tak tahu apa-apa, tahu je nanti semua kena sekat. Ini account kena sekat, itu kena sekat, dan lagi tak boleh buat apa-apa.
Betul. Even I have friends yang bankrupt. Jadi bankrupt kan, pasal dia jadi guarantor untuk loan.
Oh, guarantor ni.
Tapi dia tak apa, dia terima hakikat tu lah. Dia terima hakikat tu untuk dia meneruskan hidup dia sebagai orang yang bankrupt. Tak ada isu pun. Dia masih boleh pakai kereta, tapi mungkin kereta nama orang lain. Even dia boleh pergi umrah, boleh pergi tu, tapi dia minta kelulusan lah. Dia ada susah sikit lah, kena surat insolvency, nak travel.
Ada proses yang dia kena lalui.
Dia kena tu lah, agak susah sikit lah. Tapi yang pentingnya, you terima hakikat tu untuk you hadapi masalah you. Kan? Itu yang paling penting. Dan you kena faham, selalunya yang saya tengok lah, waktu age yang paling kritikal bila you facing your financial, sebenarnya age tu dalam 30 ke 35. Kalau you tengok betul-betul lah, 30 ke 35 adalah waktunya macam you akan ada the highest debt in your life lah. Kan? Masa tu you baru nak, mungkin baru kahwin, you baru ada anak kecil, kan? You nak build your family, you ada rumah, you nak ada kereta, you tak ada experience, masih baru lagi, kan? Sebelum tu you bujang, you banyak cash in hand apa semua pasal low expenses. Kalau you tengok most of it 30 ke 35. Dan kalau you tengok Bank Negara beritahu age ni lah yang banyak bankrupt. Disebabkan loan kereta. Selalu antara benda yang paling penting, loan kereta. Maknanya salah beli kereta lah, kan? Dan loan rumah pun sebenarnya dah jatuh yang bawah-bawah jugalah. Tak adalah duduk yang top numbers, kan? Jadi you kena manage lah. Memang you kena faham at age 30 to 35 memang expensive mahal. Anak kecil-kecil, baby, kan? Kalau dulu beli pampers tu, pampers saja boleh pergi dekat 100, 150 macam tak ada apa-apa je. Kan? Belum susu lagi. Susu boleh pergi 200. Kan?
Oh, betul.
Jadi memang pada age tu 30-35 memang the highest income, disposable income you the highest. Dan mungkin you tak boleh saving, tapi at least you boleh cover your expenses. Manage it well, insyaAllah lepas 35, bila dah reda
Dah
tu,
reda sikit.
and dah masa yang sama pun you akan develop your financial strength tu. You akan ada saving, kan? You boleh buat tu, boleh buat ni, kan? Tapi the point is live within your means.
Itu dia.
Itu paling penting.
That's the biggest advice. That's a golden advice.
Yeah, live within your means. Maksudnya kalau you sebelum ni hidup dengan gaji 4,000, kan, 3,000, cuba kekalkan gaji expenses you 3-4,000 tu. Kan, walaupun your punya income dah naik, kata jadi 6,000, jadi 8,000, kan. Cuba kekalkan your expenses, dan selebihnya daripada tu, itu yang you simpan. Kan. Jadi itulah benda-bendanya. Try to live within your means lah. Dan kita put priority lah. Usually kita put priority pada family kita, kan. Apa kita nak bagi foods pada family kita, education apa nak bagi,
of course,
and then house, kan, whether rental ke buy, it doesn't matter, kan. And then maybe a suitable transport lah, kan, suitable transport like car, depends lah. Tapi yang pentingnya you hidup within your means, dan bukannya you hidup untuk orang lain, bukan hidup untuk tunjuk pada orang lain. Kalau you tak perlukan benda tu, kalau contohnya you tak perlukan kereta atau van yang untuk sitting 7 seater, you tak perlu pun, kan. Pasal dia ada dua orang anak dan husband, wife baru 4 orang. Kenapa you nak beli kereta yang 7 seater? Macam tu lah, kan. Maknanya live within your means lah. Cuba kekalkan benda tu. InsyaAllah lah you will going through and to have a good saving lah. I think itu saja untuk saya.
Thank you so much, Cik Syaril, for the sharing. I think the biggest takeaway is live within your means. That means kita, don't overspend, and even like you said, if your expenses is masa zaman you gaji 4,000 atau 3,000, you dah naik gaji ke apa ke, dapat increment ke apa ke, stick to that the same expenses yang you ada masa 3,000 4,000 tu. And I think at the end of the day, Cik Syaril, we need to develop the habit. Developing the habit lah, maksudnya jangan dah ada duit baru nak start investment, dah ada duit baru nak start savings. No, sekarang ni pun you can just save as much as RM10 sebulan, tak kisahlah, according to your means. Boleh buat RM50 sebulan, and then you go up to 100 sebulan. So you develop the habit dulu, nanti bila when you have the money, it comes naturally that you tahu you need to put aside a certain portion. Jangan tunggu bila dah ada duit baru nak create that habit. The habit has to come now. Betul kan, Cik Syaril?
Ya, betul. Betul.
So again, Cik Syaril, thank you so much for this insightful session from you on how to home financial management in these challenging times. And I know that this, insyaAllah, sedikit sebanyak it will give insights on how to manage kita punya financial better, especially in these times of pandemic. So thank you so much, Encik Syaril, for coming, for spending your time in this session in the Parenting in Pandemic series. So viewers out there, our parents, inshallah next week we're gonna have another we have, I think if I'm not mistaken, we'll have another 3 sessions with our management punya team, for Jenis Aula punya management team, with very interesting topic as well. I'm not gonna share sekarang lah, nanti on the day itself nanti kita akan share. So again, thank you so much, Cik Syaril. Stay safe. So may Allah lift this pandemic as soon as possible, so that we can go about our daily routines as per normal, or as per new normal, insyaAllah. Okay, Cik Syaril. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Cik Syaril.
Thank you, Cik Syaril.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.